clever people, and welcome to my review for Creed 2. So Creed 2 takes place after the events of the first Creed, and it follows Adonis Creed, who at the beginning of the film is titled the World Champion in wrestling. He's the best in the entire world, and it follows him and his upcoming opponent, who is the son of the man who killed his father. I believe that their last name is Drago, that family, and it follows him leading up to the fight and the type of mental and emotional effects that the fight has on him before and during the boxing and everything. And it really is a close character study of two different men born in two different situations that have to fight one another for their legacy. The Rocky franchise is a very interesting franchise to me. I have not seen Rocky 3, 4, 5, or Rocky Balboa, so I have not really made it into the lesser reviewed Rocky movies, but I have seen Rocky 1 and 2, and I have seen Creed, and I like all of them. I think that the first Creed is exceptional. I think it's miraculously well done. I think Rocky is also very good. And in Rocky 2, it's still enjoyable. It's not perfect, but I still like it. And Creed 2, thankfully, I can say is probably on level with the first Creed. I went into this movie kind of mild on it. I mean, I wasn't super excited. I just knew it was another Rocky movie and that it was probably going to deliver all the things that Rocky movies deliver, but this one did go a little bit beyond and above and beyond. It did have some moments that I did not like, and I'll get to those in a moment, and it does have some pretty bad glaring issues, but in the end of the day, this movie was intense, it was well done, well constructed, and extremely entertaining. Honestly, I feel like the biggest issue with this movie is that it wasn't long enough. Even though it's got a 2 hour and 10 minute runtime, there are so many themes that could have been delved into and so many subplots that with more time could have been even more drawn out and well done. Like, for example, the subplot of Drago, the father and the son. I still think that the time that they spent on it was effective, and you got a good sense of the stakes and the type of stuff that was going on, but there was some stuff with the mom that was pretty unclear, and honestly, I think that if they would have spent more time, you would have gotten a deeper sense of intensity and the type of hatred almost that, well, not hatred, but the type of coldness that the father and son share. Also, the wife in the movie, I think that they give her a good amount of time and they do give her a passion and everything, but what I would have liked to have seen is some scenes focusing on how do you live a life and try to raise a family when you live jobs that are performance-based. Rather, singing or, athleticism, both are extremely difficult to base your life around, let alone base a family around. And I thought that those were all very, very interesting. And I wish that they would have explored more with them. And you can say that about almost every single theme and subplot in this movie. Besides that, there's not a whole lot of other qualms I have with it. This movie, it's just so well done. Honestly, every single beat, every single emotion, every single moment all builds up and up to the final fight. And of course, this movie ends with a fight. You already know that. It's a Rocky movie. Of course, it does follow a lot of the cliche plot formula that you have seen these movies follow before. And of course, it ends up with a message that you expect this movie to have. But none of those are issues to me. I went into this movie expecting that. I went in expecting a Rocky movie, and that is what I got. But there's a difference between just an entertaining Rocky movie like Rocky 2 and a Rocky movie that goes a bit beyond that. And I think that Creed and Creed 2 are both movies that have done it. This movie, even though it had a rocky start, about 30 minutes in, I was fully engrossed, and I could not look away from the screen as it got more and more intense and more emotional. But when the movie does an interesting choice, I'd say about 45 minutes in, that came a little bit sooner than I was expecting, I didn't know where the movie was going to go from there, but where it went was so emotional, and Michael B. Jordan absolutely deserves a lot of praise. I'd say even a Best Leading Actor nomination possibly, because he really committed to this role, and he did so in the first Creed as well, and he didn't get any attention acting wise, and I think that he should, because he brought a lot of emotion to Creed that made you able to attach to him, and I thought that was just really well done. And my last point that I'm going to bring up is with Drago, that family. What easily could have happened with that family is that they fell into pure antagonism, and you often see that with movies, especially Rocky movies, but what they were able to do with this one was give the antagonists strong antagonistic vibes where you don't like them, while also developing them, keeping the parts where they were developing them interesting, and being able to generate some sort of sympathy or at least understanding for what type of situation that they were going through. I loved the way that this movie was written, especially for that reason, because it developed all of its characters like that, and it planned everything out so well. The sequence of events in this movie is very impressive. I think that just Creed 2 in general is very impressive. It has its issues. I don't think that it's long enough. I wouldn't say that it takes on too many themes, but there was too much for a 2-hour and 10-minute runtime. It easily could have been 3 hours, and I would have stayed in the seat because I could take another 3 hours of this thing. I don't think that Creed 2 is a perfect movie, but for now, I will give Creed 2 an 8 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Creed 2. So, in case you are wondering, the way that I would rank the Rocky movies I have seen is Rocky up here, then I would put Creed, and I think maybe either a little bit above it or below it or on level with it, Creed 2. They're like neck and neck. It's hard to compare them. And then Rocky 2 below that. I hope to see the other Rocky movies someday. Maybe when Creed 3 comes out, I'll try to get around to watching them. But that concludes my review for Creed 2. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or how would you rank the Rocky franchise? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.